Well, other news right now, California lawmakers once again delaying a vote in the special session to prepare for more legal fights with President Donald Trump's administration.
Now, this time, the delay centers around immigration, legal services, and how that money would be spent. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala joins us now to explain the holdup with all of this. Ash?
Lisa, today lawmakers were expected to send Governor Gavin Newsom those bills to basically Trump-proof California. One of the bills would provide $25 million to nonprofit organizations that provide immigration-related legal and support services. But now, sources close to the situation tell us Governor Gavin Newsom wants to make some minor changes to make it clear the money cannot be used to provide immigration-related legal help to criminals. So our sources tell us those changes are part of the reason why Democrats today immediately went into a 45-minute closed-door meeting once session started. I'm told the governor's changes are something the Assembly's Democratic leadership supports. Republicans, meanwhile, were actually already planning on forcing a vote to make the change immediately today, specifically making it clear that the money cannot be used to protect felons from deportation. All of this stems from a hearing earlier this week when Governor Newsom's Department of Finance could not guarantee or explain what checks and balances there are to make sure the money would not be used that way. Ultimately, Assembly leaders decided to not move forward with the vote today. Not a single member of the Assembly's Democratic leadership would talk to reporters after floor session. Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas' spokesperson handed us a written statement suggesting activity in Washington, D.C. is what's holding that up. Now, the statement read, quote, "The actions by Republicans in Washington this week jeopardize the programs and services Californians rely on most, from health care to school funding. Our residents are confused, fearful, and worried. In the Assembly, we are going to look closely at the special session legal defense bills to ensure they are airtight and protect all Californians." Here's what Republican Minority Leader James Gallagher had to say when the vote did not happen.
I don't know why they didn't decide to take up today, but it's a good thing for all of California that they didn't, because there's a lot of flaws in these measures, and it's not what we should be focused on. We should be focused on wildfire. You know, from the beginning, this was a political stunt by Gavin Newsom to support his presidential ambitions. He announced this right after the election. Hey, we're going to Trump-proof California. That's what this whole thing has been about. And for this whole time, all we've been saying as Republicans is say, stop this politics. Let's focus on the real problems of California.
So we reached out to Governor Gavin Newsom for comment. His spokesman said simply that the governor will take action when the measures reach his desk. We also reached out to the state Senate's Democratic pro tem, Mike McGuire. We're still waiting to hear back from him. At this point, it's not clear when the next vote on any of this will happen. Golston, back to you.